Fucking hell, Nick. God, right. Anyway, so I wanted to wait till you were back for this, Nick, because we're going to be, of course, talking about Lucasfilm president sharing an update on Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie, Rogue Squadron, Lando, and more. And I think this will offer some hilarious commentary from everyone involved, to be honest. Now, we can't go to the main source, which is Empire, because I think it's behind I tried. It's not really fully there. I think it's behind a paywall. But let's take a look. So over the past few years, Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy's developed something of a reputation for announcing Star Wars shows and TV shows that never happen. Yeah, obviously. That's a given. Among them is Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron, a project that was launched during Disney Investor Day with a splashy and expensive announcement video featuring the Wonder Woman director. Since then, it appears the movie's fallen apart, though Kennedy shared a surprisingly positive update during a recent interview with Empire. And she also started talking about the Lando TV series with Donald Glover. He's gone into obscurity now as well. Has anyone noticed that? Donald Glover used to be everywhere, and he's just vanished.
Yeah, the audience weren't having it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
it. Apparently, Donald Glover remains on the books. Lando is still on the books, and Rogue Squadron is still on the books. We just want them to be great. I mean, I smell bullshit.
Do you, though?
Yeah. Really? Really?
We did see Kenobi. We saw Book of Boba Fett. I'm sure you wanted those to be great, too. I think she means she just wants everybody to like all the crap that they're throwing out there.
Yeah, that is probably rare. What she really means is, please like my show. I want it to be good. I want people to like my shows. You know. And then she was asked about Rian Johnson's long delayed Star Wars trilogy. So just say basically the same thing. Ryan and I talk all the time. He just keeps getting more and more successful. And it keeps moving things back further and further.
Right.
One day we'll figure this out. Well, normally when people get successful, you snap them up, in the process of their rising stardom, not after they've already rose to stardom. Normally you snap them up as they're going, So surely, as you saw, the popularity or whatever it is of the Knives Out, Glass Onion, whatever it is franchise.
Bullshit.
Surely at that point you would have snapped him up. No. Oh, right. So you're talking bollocks then. Lando, Donald Glover. Thoughts, Andre? Because I just think it's total bollocks. Absolute bullshit.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. I really don't have much else to add. It's complete and total BS. It's just ridiculous. It's desperation trying to put, oh, look, we're doing something. Get excited for what we've got planned. We haven't done shit for years now, but now everything is gonna turn around from all of us same people who have been just failing miserably across the board for as long as you can remember. So yeah, it's all BS. I don't believe anything is coming out, especially not with multiple strikes looming and everything, and especially with all of the mass fightings, what have you. So I don't believe that anything is actually going to happen until cameras are rolling.
That is true. Well, I think with Star Wars, that's the rule of thumb, isn't it? Unless cameras are rolling, it's all bollocks, and it can
the very first step. This is what we have to keep in mind. If we have learned anything when it comes to Star Wars, it is that the very first step in a project being cancelled is it being announced.
Very true.
Donkey. Yeah.
He just had a haircut. Apparently he's licking my arm. I don't know why. Why are you licking my arm, buddy? That was what we did today. Took him out for a haircut, which took like a 4-hour round trip. Son of a bitch.
Into the groomers.
Yeah. Nick, come on. You got something funny to say about this, surely. I bet you anything.
The Lucasfilm announcements and stuff that she says, I mean, look, given the track record, you just can't take anything this dumb B says seriously. I mean, you just cannot at this point. It is a laughable joke. Lucasfilm is a joke. Disney Star Wars is a joke. They've given us one fail after another. They've announced so many projects. We literally did a video on this, going back to where they had the big, huge project announcement back in, I think it was 2019, when Kathy was talking about all the shows coming out and everything, and all those shows have either not happened, or there were complete failures and they were canceled, or they were one-offs. I think like 60% of what was announced actually happened, and out of that 60%, the only thing still going is the Mandalorian. And of course,
but that's coming to an end now anyway, because they're going to do that movie.
Yep, they're going to do the culmination, and it'll put a nice little bow on that. It'll be a nice tie-in to the sequel trilogy, and how the First Order came to be, I'm sure, or something stupid like that. But yeah, even at Celebration, when they were announcing the Rey movie, the Lindelof movie, all that, it's like, are these really going to happen, Kathy? Are they really?
That's literally what every article was coming out and saying as well. It was like, well, look, probably not going to happen, so it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, the Rey movie, we heard rumors and leaks on that, a couple months before it was officially announced. So it wasn't surprising when they announced it, but I mean, so many people are not happy and not fans of the sequel trilogy, and for them to move forward on that just seems like a bad business decision on their end.
It's just weird.
And at some point in time, like, are they going to kind of try to make this movie happen and then see like, okay, this isn't going to work, and then it ultimately doesn't happen, or what? I mean, I just can't take anything coming out of their mouths seriously at all, ever.
Yeah.
Like Andre said, until cameras are rolling and we're getting behind the scenes footage or pictures of them filming on set and all that sort of stuff, I can't buy into anything that they say.
Take it with a pinch of salt. Tom, what do you think, mate?
I don't think any of this. I mean, like, we'll get some of these things eventually, but as far as Rian Johnson's trilogy, no, we're starting to hear exactly what we had predicted was going to happen. He's too busy. He's, doing this. He's doing that. As far as like the Lando thing, that may still happen, but I don't see it.
Because Donald Glover, he was in everything, right? He was like, it was childish Gambino. He's gone now. He's done.
Well, he's still around. He does a lot of producing and stuff, but
does he? Okay, I didn't know that.
We'll see where that rolls. Again, though, that's attached to Solo. Unfortunately, that's the only thing with that.
Yeah,
Kathleen Kennedy's grasping for straws here at this point. We'll have to see what gets done. I know the Acolyte, I think, is done shooting. I think they're done shooting Andor season 2, if not. I think they were already working on Ahsoka, so I think we'll at least get those projects.
I think Ahsoka's finished, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, let's. I mean, the Patty Jenkins Rogue Squadron movie.
Dead.
Will never happen.
Not with her, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen under any form with anyone, because it was her project to begin with.
That's true. Yeah. Well, but they did this with Damon Lindelof. So the Rey movie was Damon Lindelof's movie, and they just took it and changed it.
No. Actually, no, not quite. The Damon Lindelof movie that existed before him. Like, we call it Damon Lindelof, but what it really was the Rey, let's give this another attempt post-sequel to validate the sequel movie. And then they already had that in development. And then when it already was in development, Damon Lindelof came in, had a look at it, maybe did some half a draft or something like that, and then he left. Point is, that was not a project that revolved around him. He was not the originator. He was a hired gun that came and he wrote some lines and he got kicked out or he left or whatever, but it was never his project. Rogue Squadron was Patty Jenkins' project. It wasn't a Rogue Squadron and then they hired her. No. They hired her first, make us a Star Wars movie because you're a woman. She came up with Rogue Squadron. Without her, there's no reason to do that Rogue Squadron, which was her project in the first place.
Yeah.
But Rogue Squadron did exist before
It did?
she ever came along. So
Okay, well, yeah. Well, then, yeah.
So could they not just say,
That's what I said
"Hey,
then.
we're gonna do a Rogue Squadron movie"? Maybe somebody else has idea for because the comics and the books were really well received back in the day.
Well, yeah, I mean, as far as like a part of the franchise, yes, but I think what Andre's getting at is the whole story that Patty Jenkins was pitching, inspired by her father.
Yeah,
and all
that's
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
That-
Okay. Yeah. I agree.
Well,
That's
that
not
whole
happening.
pitch, that was hers.
Yeah.
And that's not happening. And without that pitch, why do that thing in the first place? That's kind of like what I'm getting at. And why now, when it's already out there, that is something that's so closely linked to her. You have the story, the video with her in the cockpit and her father and everything. Why the hell would you even do a Rogue Squadron movie at this point when you can literally do 1,000 other Star Wars movies? Why choose that one?
Yeah, it's to where, like you're saying, Damon Lindelof was basically a work for hire pitch. Yeah. They said, pitch us a Rey story, probably, is how his pitch started.
No, actually, from what I understand, it was like, okay, we already have like the gist here. We have a story that we want to be able to do this. We have something that's in both ends. So in one end, we have something in the past where we're working on basically making the original trilogy just a detour. It was about Rey the whole time, and this then is the movie that makes it. So it was about Rey the whole time. So this is what we have going on. It needs to have these characters, and these are the parameters. Make something of it go. That's basically what happened there. And then they either didn't like what he came up with, or he didn't like the parameters. Either way, the two were.
Well, he pitched an elderly Rey who wouldn't even have Daisy Ridley.
Exactly, and that was completely against what they wanted to do, because they obviously wanted a young Rey. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy, she's not going to want to see herself as an old woman. The whole idea with Rey is that she's like the idealized Kathleen Kennedy self-insert. Why would she be allowed to grow that old? A little bit older, yeah, sure, but not as old as Kathleen Kennedy herself. I mean, that would completely break her illusion.
True.